Hi, Dr. Versalati here. I just wanted to share some ideas that um, I have about grading. The question broadly that we're thinking about is what type of grading do you use and what's the institutional's grading policy? And also, I encourage you to put your your teacher hat on even in this course. Uh, as a learning community and think about what type of grading that you are assessed with, either in this class or professionally. One quote that I was really struck by in the reading was base grades on student achievement and student achievement only. Grades should represent the extent to which the intended learning outcomes were achieved by students. They should not be contaminated by other extraneous factors. Now, I think this is an important quote because I think we often want to, or the institution requires us to include other things such as attendance or something, but it could. I think we're also we can be at risk depending on our context and our environment and what's happening. We can't, the extraneous factors could be things like how much the student likes you or something like that. Sometimes I think that this is a perceived factor, contaminating factor, that's bigger than what it is, but maybe this is more true at the elementary levels, that it's more of a risk. And I want to urge you to be very careful about this because, well, one, grades should be on student achievement and achievement only, and two, students, there's so many cultural assumptions that go into liking a student or a student liking you, or what you perceive as paying attention, like eye contact. So we want to be careful about how cultural differences might be influencing things in a way that we're not fully aware. The one I have some familiarity with an intensive English program, adults who come to this program to learn English full time, and the policy is that they grade language ability, not strategy use. I think this could also be one of those contaminating factors that we can, with very good intentions, fall into assessing. Because as language teachers, we teach strategies. We want them to have these different strategies at their disposal, these tools, and we sometimes think that, well, if we teach it, we should assess it. But I agree with this intensive English program's policy that we grade ability or performance, not strategy use. We teach strategy uses as a tool for the learner, but the learner has to be autonomous and have the freedom to choose which tools that they will use when. So, you know, it might be faulty to say you have to use this strategy in your reading comprehension, or this strategy, you know, underlining or something in your listening comprehension. Okay. So again, this is like with most things, context is so important, right? How does the language learning context impact test creation, test grading, feedback? If you're in an elementary school or a middle school or a high school versus a college undergrad or graduate, these are all very important. So when we do our assessments for this course, we're going to need to know the context. Okay, so those are my thoughts. Looking forward to hearing your comments on the discussion board and in your reflections.